everybody, how are we doing today? Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. What is up? What's up, boy? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. I'm pretty dead today. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I don't exactly know why, but just woke up very tired today. But we're here. We're existing. We have a lot of work to do. Oh god. Yeah, I guess my yesterday basically went oh, you got through like the extra stuff, you know. There was like the additional things that I was preparing to send off. And then you kind of go like, oh, well, like, I guess normally I would have spent a day working on something else. You know what I mean? So the day's gone and we're not like ahead, you know what I mean? We're just like, we finished the extra stuff. So when drafting for the first time in a bit yesterday, and it's so cool when construction makes it take 20 extra minutes to find the path to where you need to walk. Oh, I thought I thought when you said construction, you meant like deck construction. Like, oh yeah, I hate when I'm constructing my deck and it takes 20 extra minutes to find the path. And I'm like, the path? Like your deck construction path? Like, to where you need to walk. And then it's like, okay, you need to walk, deck construction, 20 minutes, find the path. Okay, what? Wait. No, you're saying like there was construction around your LGS, so it's like where am I supposed to go? How am I supposed to get there if like this entire thing is under construction, or it's a bridge or something and you just can't get there? Dang. I mean, did you make it? Did you get there? What's the format right now, anyways? Or like what? Yeah, what is out? It's Strixhaven, right? Strixhaven is the current set. Taking 3 different paths that are dead ends is fun. Wow. I mean, literally in a maze. Just a rat in a cage. Something like that. Under normal circumstances, I would have arrived 20 minutes early, but even with running a decent bit of the way, I arrived basically when they were starting. I see. That's fair. Yeah, the thing that I've been doing recently is going to my Yu-Gi-Oh! Locals, because I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Which I feel weird about saying that, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not pissing me off, because I feel like it's still a lot of the same stuff. You know what I mean? It's like very random, like the decks are very powerful all the time, and like there are so many, in my genuine opinion, like non-games, in the sense that, okay, I could have calculated the resource trade here and there was no shot. Like, it's not a big deal. But I was going to... yeah, Yeah, I was going to my locals after running a bunch of errands, because also I needed to buy a bunch of stuff for my bathroom, which I got stuff. Very happy with the stuff that I got. And what else I have to do? I had to do some grocery shopping, and there was like one more thing. What was the last thing that I had to do? I don't remember, but there was one more thing. Totally forgot what it was. And I showed up like kind of basically like on the minute, because I took a little bit longer getting the bathroom stuff that I wanted. And I think that's fine if it's like a local scene and, you know, it's not hard to, you know, wait the extra like minute or so of like, is anyone gonna show up? Just making sure everyone's there. Pretty low stakes, I would say, to do that. But I got there and they were just like running a different tournament. What the fuck, man? Oh my god. So, you know, it's one thing that they were just running something else, but I feel like I was extra tilted because I was kind of trying to get there on time, and then it just ended up not being a thing. But I don't know. I kind of would have anticipated that the week before they would have told me, like, hey, by the way, like, we're doing this other thing that day. But they just didn't. And they're like, oh, are you in the, like, LGS Discord? And I'm like, no. I guess maybe I could be, but I don't really want to do that. I guess it's my fault then. Not being in the Discord and all that. The Discord. I suppose it'll help when... But, like, I still feel like... Okay, so I could also join the Discord, but I do also think that they really should have said something the week before that. That's all I'll say. There's a Modern Horizons 3 draft, which is part of why I dragged my ass over there. Oh, I see. I don't know what the draft format for Modern Horizons 3 is like. I don't know what the texture of that is. I generally hate being in random-ass Discords, but if that's how information gets distributed, that's how it is, I suppose. Okay, I'm not crazy then. I was gonna say, like, I genuinely feel like random-ass, like, I don't want to be there, like, need to turn off all notifications, then, like, forget to check it anyways, you know what I mean? Like, we're just not. It's a very fun format as long as you're not matched up against Writhing Chrysalis. I feel like you've told me about this card before. Writhing Chrysalis, Modern Horizons 3. 2 red-green. When you cast a spell, create 2 colorless Eldrazi spawns. If you sacrifice another Eldrazi, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Oh, and it's a common. This is, one of this card reminds me of Burning Tree Emissary. Like, I cast Writhing Chrysalis, and then with my 2 colorless Eldrazi spawn and red-green, I will cast another Writhing Chrysalis. And then I will cast another Writhing Chrysalis. You know, obviously that's a lot of mana, but... yeah. Hello. In the right place. It's like the was. Until the format corrected itself, it had like top 5 win rate of all cards in the set on 17 lands, and it's a common. Until the format corrected itself. How does a draft format correct itself? I'm just like so not entrenched in drafts, which like I feel like draft is one of those things that I would be like super into if I had more money. And I, you know, because I feel like it wouldn't be too much of an issue if I just like went to draft weekly or something like that. Or even like a couple times a not a couple times a week, couple times a month, you know. But I feel like I would still feel some amount of pressure to like do well so that I could get store credit to run it back. And I don't really like being in that scenario, because that's sort of where I was. That was the scenario I was in for standard. And I think that demon still lives in me somewhere. You know what I mean? Like the pressure to do well at the tournament so that it can go next week because money. So I guess what I'm saying is I don't feel like I'm a strong enough player to understand drafting well. And then also I don't want the pressure to like do well. Which these are things that I could like probably self-correct for, but it's fine. People see that red-green is busted and pick it too heavily, so the average red-green deck becomes worse. Ray Eldrazi was still the best deck in the format with Chrysalis on top, but it at least got somewhat manageable. Only bad part was that basically the only available Modern Horizons 3 is on American cardstock, so the card feel is awful, but sleeves exist, so whatever. Really? I mean, I don't know non-American cardstock, I suppose. You know what game apparently has good cardstock is Riftbound. My friends were commenting about how Riftbound has good cardstock. I felt that it's like okay. I don't know. I feel like the only times that I've noticed cardstock is when it's like really bad. Like when it's really quite bad. There was a season of Exceed that had like paper like basically paper thin cardstock. It's really bad. Some like promo characters or whatever. Oh, I watched the Luminous Avenger trailer, which I was, you know, I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of hoping it was gonna be a longer thing that I could be like, whoa, all these things in it, but it definitely seemed like here is our most early footage thing. Like no release date or anything like that. Here's our earliest footage. Copen has swords. Cute anime girl. But it's exciting. It looks exciting. I also I appreciate that they gave Copen a buzzsaw in the second one. They're like, nah, you know what? You know what? Why do we even make it a buzzsaw? Here's some swords. It's like, yeah, man. Just give me the Z-Saber, bro. It's just better. So that's gonna be exciting when that comes out. There's a lot of games on the horizon, I think, for me. And then also Master Duel is getting Fallen and the Virtuous, I think, tomorrow? On the 4th, and Arknights is gonna be updating. What else? a little disenfranchised with Chaos Zero right now, but still playing it on Saturday probably. But Fire Emblem! Oh, Fire Emblem is gonna be... It's gonna exist eventually. One of these days! Boy. Trying to think what else has happened. Didn't do too much on Sunday. Oh yeah, I guess, so ranked reset on Master Duel, and that's always it's a dangerous time for me when rank resets, because I don't know why. I mean, like, I guess I know why. It's because I want to be able to say that I have a high rank in game, even though it, like, doesn't necessarily matter. And I've even, like, gone on record to say ranks don't matter, and it's just... But I don't know. I guess for me, there's just that tension between, like, people... Like, if I'm hosting duel rooms, which I'm planning on doing on Saturdays, I'm planning on having my schedule be a little bit more consistent with that. And then seeing where it goes. And then it'll be 3 weeks from now, and then I'll have changed my mind and want to do something else. I don't know. Being able to say that you're playing against a master player might be nice. It's like a thing people care about, maybe. The thing that other people care about, maybe. That's always what it boils down to for me. Disenfranchised. My understanding of the term disenfranchised is that, like, you're not, like, in it anymore. You know, I mean, your interest is slowly drifting away from it. So, like, MTG players become disenfranchised and then retire to Commander instead of buying the new product. Doing it during dangerous times is more fun? What the... What the heck? What the helly? I've been using this in the wrong context. Well, that's fine. I can say, is disillusion maybe more contextually appropriate to define? Disillusion. Yeah. I'd say disillusioned is probably, like, more accurate. You said rank reset is a dangerous time for Flar. That's crazy, bro. That's wild. Yeah, other people caring about rank. Oh yeah, I was watching so I was watching someone else who's, like, doing a rank climb right now. And you know, I understand. There's a couple things, I guess, that I understand. There's a couple of pieces of context that I understand. The first one is, like, I half agree with them, and then I half disagree with them. And that's part of why I'm trying to lay the groundwork for agreeing and disagreeing with this person. Which basically what they said was, like, you know, rank in this game in Master Duel, like, really doesn't mean anything, which I've been on record to say. But it's not, like, nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely feel there is like a, depending on where you are in the season, because, like, it's kind of the natural cadence, you could say, that at the start of the season, there are the sweats who actually want to get to higher rank and also want to get to higher rank earlier in the season just because that's like how they play the game or whatever. And then like those players are quite good usually. And then the longer time you spend either grinding or later on in the season or whatever, the easier time you'll have because those players are literally not in your bracket anymore. So you have a higher chance of playing against players who aren't as good. Or at least not like top level rating duel people, whatever. So they're of the opinion or made the claim that's like these ranks don't mean anything. It's more so an indicator of like how unemployed you are, which to some degree is true because I think this is the case actually for a lot of card game ladders in general because of like the nature of the variance in card games. Is that I would say that a good win rate in a online ladder is probably like, I want to say like 55%, like 55 to 60% is actually quite high, like quite a high win rate. And then in Master Duel or Yu-Gi-Oh, actually, like I think the play draw disparity for like win rate in Master Duel is probably really high. I don't have any evidence for that. But I think that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a very going first slanted game. So there's also the variance of like, well, if you just try grinding ladder and then you just never win a coin flip, the game's going to be very difficult. So, But I will say, so this is the other half, which is that like, I do actually think there are a lot of people in Master who I've played against where I kind of go like, oh shit, I mean, like, they knew how to play all their cards, so I basically had no chance. So that's cool. It's not like I get very surprised that often. Like, I don't think I get surprised very often by people playing in Master, but they'll at least play their cards correctly. And then sometimes you'll play against someone who, like, surprises you. But that, that's still something. I think you need to be able to know how to, like, play your cards correctly. And some people don't know how to play their cards correctly, so they, like, lose the game. Also, the other thing that I wanted to say, or the context of why I was bringing this up, is that, like, this person was losing in gold. So, like, I just, like... losing to people in gold is, like, okay. Like... like, come on. Am I good at this game? Am I good at Slay the Spire 2? Probably not. I would say that comparatively to people who win like 70% of the time at Ascension 10, I don't. So. But we're always trying to improve. I would say that one thing that I could probably definitely do a lot better at in Spire is keeping track of relics that could win me the run. Because I just don't. And then it's like, why aren't you keeping track of these things that are going to win you the game? So you should do that. Yeah, so I guess the other thing that I was going to say about Master Duel was I definitely logged on, grinded rank, and was like, ah, shit. It's busy time right now. This was like the worst idea ever, I think. Like, this was the worst possible thing that I could have done, was log on and try to, like, grind ranked. I really need to not do that, because I have, like, a lot of things to do. Because it's the month of June, anniversary on the 22nd. It's gonna happen eventually. I'm gonna be honest, I'm still in the planning stages of whatever I feel like doing that day. So I feel like it's kind of this appears to be the cadence for me for doing like big events. Thank you, Sir Link. I appreciate the Supa. I'm just... Like, what is the part... Did I not answer the question, I guess? I don't know. It was a long, winding journey from rank doesn't matter to losing in gold. Yeah. It's like gold, plat, diamond, master, and you're losing in gold. And like, I've seen people win with your deck archetype in master, so I don't really know what to tell you. They also equated, like... Anyways. I'm effectively subtweeting this person, but, you know, if I ever talk to them, I'm sure there's a very reasonable middle ground to be saying these things in. That makes sense. But I think the other thing, and this is part of the fact that I, like, my method of choice for expressing my degree of skill at a game is grinding ranked, because I don't like preparing for tournaments, and I don't like going to tournaments. And there have been a couple times that I've prepared for tournaments in card games, like competitively, gone to those tournaments, got absolutely destroyed despite picking like a good deck for the meta, preparing for a long time, and then like playing qualifiers for those things, and then I just got like obliterated. Just like, okay, that was probably the worst experience ever. That sucked. So, and okay, so playing a ranked ladder is more about playing fairly consistently at a high level with a good deck for an amount of time, which like does lend credence to the fact that it's like, hey, you kind of just need to be unemployed. You know, that's the term. Which, yes, if you just have a lot of time and you can spend the time and play at a like good, relatively consistent rate, then you will probably rank up. Also, the oddities that I mentioned about the further you go in the season, like the people who you'll play against and whatever, like it's commonly touted that if you like got to top rank in whatever game, or if you got to top rank in Master Duel at the end of the month, it kind of like doesn't mean as much, because like most of the mid-skill players, like all the good players would have gone to top rank by that point. All the mid-skill players probably would have gone to top rank by that point. So who's left? Right? Who's left on ladder? This is again an assumption that like there aren't enough players in the pool that would have replaced those players here. So anyways, I at least think that there are grinders who start the season and then like pretty quickly get to top rank, and then they're no longer in the pool. Like you will literally not play against them anymore. I think between after that, it's I think like I'm not super sure if people are that different in skill level, but did get to top rank like very early on last month. What am I saying? I started talking about a thing and then didn't actually finish the point that I was gonna say. Okay, the difference. Okay, time, grinding tournaments. Okay. Tournaments. So about tournaments. This is both, I think, a good... It's not a good and bad thing. It's like, this is a difference. This is a difference in how preparing for a tournament differs. A difference that differs. Than playing an online sim like with a ranked ladder. Is that in a tournament, there's no rank bracket. There's no rank bracket for who you play against in a tournament. It's Swiss, it's random. So like you could be playing against one of the top players or whatever, or you could be playing against like Timmy Bob Joe. right? And usually in a Swiss, like X1 or X2, it's probably like top 8, top 32, whatever rank you need to get. And the idea is that you can just luck out in a tournament. You can literally just like play against someone who is bronze skill level and then like beat them because they brought their table 500 combo, and then we're not expecting to get ass blasted by Cool Tune, right? Or you could be playing against the person who like bought Cool Tune, doesn't know how to play the game, and sucks, so they lose. Or you could be playing against someone who is like of your skill level, you roll well, and beat them. Or you're playing against them, and then like because you are on the same skill level, you can just win. Like it's possible. It's not like a you rolled them thing. It's like you played a good game that probably could have been played in the finals or top 8. But you just end up beating them. So like tournaments are a completely different beast, basically. They're like equating these two things of like, just because you're in Master doesn't mean you can, like doesn't mean that you could like win a big tournament. And it's like, I think you could actually, potentially, because like the meta of winning a tournament is completely different than the meta of winning on ranked. Like, and it's actually kind of the soul-crushing thing about playing ranked on a ladder is that like you are constantly playing against people who are of your skill level, which is really annoying because man, it is so nice to play a tournament and round 1 you're just playing against some like person who doesn't know that you can called by their Ashe and then go full combo. You know what I mean? It's just like they just don't know, man. They just don't know. Also somewhat in tournaments. Welcome, by the way, Vibe of Lotus. Also somewhat, you know, I would never advocate for this. Also probably why I don't play tournaments. Is that, like, you're kind of incentivized to shark people, right? You know, there are all kinds of guidelines in place and whatever for, like, you shouldn't shark people. Also, like, sportsman-like behavior and stuff like that. But, like, if you're playing against someone who is not as experienced and they either make a misplay or do the effective equivalent of making a misclick in paper in your round 1 or 2 of a tournament because they're simply less experienced than you, you are incentivized to go like, nah, you like literally can't like undo that or whatever. Which is like not really the attitude that I want to take. So what's sharking in this context? So rule sharking is like going out of your way to find things in the rules that are advantageous to you and disadvantageous to your opponent. Even if they're like sometimes you shortcut things, for example. So in Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, like there's shortcutting for searches because like if you shuffle and present your deck every single time you search, it like would make the game take forever. So it is like a common shortcut, and I don't know the actual rules on this, just for the record, because like I don't participate in high level Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, whatever. If you presented your deck every time, it would take a really long time. Theoretically, you should be shuffling and presenting your deck every time in any card game just so that like the deck is randomized, whatever. But it's a common shortcut to instead only present it if you're gonna like draw a card, for example. Because then like you could be cheating a card to the top of your deck, your opponent should be able to cut your deck at that point, whatever. But let's assume, again, like let's assume that it's like in the rules that you are supposed to be presenting your deck every time for sake of fairness, and then you like resolve 2 searches in a row, on your second search, your opponent like calls a judge and is like, they didn't present their deck to me after finding their card. Like, they did not shuffle, they did not present their deck. And it's like, I was shortcutting because like I'm trying to maintain the pace of the game. And it's like, yeah, but in the rules it says you have to present your deck every time, and you didn't do that. So it's like, yeah, most players would not give a shit about this, and also can understand the context that like we're not trying to waste each other's time, right? But theoretically you could call a judge over for that and whatever. You said present your deck too many times, so I didn't absorb anything you said. Yeah, sorry. Players must present their deck every time, so that their opponent can get their hands on it every time. Yes, in the middle of the match. So anyways, that example doesn't necessarily work because of the fact that I think it is actually an accepted shortcut to do that. Like, I think, at least based on the fact that I see like every player do it, I think that is an accepted shortcut. But yeah, also like with how you communicate information about the game state, because theoretically, you know, you're just playing a game, you're trying to present the game state in a way that both players can understand and whatever. Or you could it's like you could both rush your opponent into like making decisions and being kind of annoying about it. Like, I think there was a case of someone who, I think I remember hearing this story. There was a case of someone who was like sideboarding, taking their time sideboarding, and then their opponent basically like rushed them through sideboarding. To which their opponent then called the judge to deck count them after rushing them in sideboarding, and then it turned out that they like added another card to their deck. Like, I think in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like, if you register 40 cards in your main deck, you need to take out, you can't board in extra cards, basically. I'm pretty sure you are allowed to do that in Magic, just for the record. But in Yu-Gi-Oh! You cannot. So they like deck checked them after rushing them through sideboarding, and it turned out that they had an extra card in the deck, which is a game loss. But the thing is, like, this person got game lost for having an extra card in their deck when they also could have like called the judge and said like, my opponent is rushing me, and then like given them like a, oh, what's it called? It's like a warning for bad sportsmanship. It's like rushing your opponent and stuff like that. So the thing is, and like this is the way that I see it, is that like rules are just meant to like maintain the game. You know what I mean? They're not there for you to like get an advantage over your opponent by calling judges, right? And that's kind of the line for what sharking is it's kind of like, what is the intention of you calling this judge? Like, is it specifically to like put your opponent in an awkward position such that like they're going to get a game loss? Well, question mark. And I don't know. It's kind of like why I just don't like competitive stuff in general. Is because it's annoying, because like people make winning in a game about things that aren't skill at the game. And that's really annoying to me, because like, if you go into a card game tournament, like, think about it this way. You go into a card game tournament with the idea that you have 2 lives, because the way that the judge system works or whatever is like, if you do like one arguably rule sharky call, they'll think like they'll make a note and be like, this person might be rule sharking. And then like if you do it a second time, but it's like a little ambiguous, like still it's unclear if you're sharking or not, right? They kind of need to like establish a pattern of behavior. But if you go with the meta knowledge that they might not crack down on you after like 2 sharking calls, then you basically have 2 lives going into the tournament where you could potentially just get a free game off of sharking your opponent twice. Then what are they going to do? And then it becomes about, like, recognizing whether the judge at the tournament is a judge who has judged for you before, and if they, like, know your history of sharking people. And then it becomes about, like, well, have I sharked recently at this tournament? Do I want to spend my sharking at this tournament or another tournament? And it, like, it's just this, like, fucking rat race of all these things that aren't just playing the fucking game. It's so annoying, dude. So, anyways. Spend your sharking like its meter is funny. Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. I feel like getting a free win in round 6 is probably worth risking a sharking call if you're like an overly competitive asshole. You know what I mean? And also, like, this is not even... What should I say? The other thing that I don't like needing to do in tournaments is needing to be aware of the fact that my opponent could be cheating. Because it has happened to me before. I was playing in a tournament, and this was for Cardfight Vanguard. And I was playing in a tournament, and someone actually noticed the cheat for me. But they couldn't call a judge because you are, like, kind of in context, but, you know, like, you can't... If someone is watching your game... It's like, you can't listen to every single spectator watching a game potentially call for a judge, right? That would be a mess. Because you could have 2 players who maybe, like, weren't cheating, and then some person, like, interrupts your match because they called a judge. Like, that's not possible. Which is why it's kind of, like, on the 2 players to be able to maintain that game state, but whatever. So, I was playing this tournament, and actually, I was probably going to combo kill this person because a part of Vanguard is that you can take up to 6 damage and then you die. When you take damage, you flip the top card of your deck and then, like, put it in your damage zone to mark that you've taken damage. When you take damage, you could flip a card called a trigger. Triggers give your units, like, abilities and stuff like that, but most notably it gives them, or in this context, most notably it gave them power, which helps with being able to block attacks. So it is a lot easier to block an attack if you've gained power off of a trigger, off of taking damage. Just like a defensive trigger means you're a lot more likely to survive because you don't have to block for as much. So basically what this person did was, like, when they were playing their turn, there was a lot of shuffling and, like, putting cards back into their deck and whatever. They cheated a trigger to the top of their deck at the end of their turn, basically. And I didn't notice. But, like, my friend told me after the match that, like, they literally did that. And then also, they spent a lot of time shuffling my deck when I was playing my combo turn. So it's also possible, it is possible that they were cheating non-triggers at the top of my deck. Where, like, if I noticed that, I could have instead either called a judge or asked them to be like, instead of shuffling my deck, like mass shuffling my deck, just cut it. Like, just cut it in 2 instead of shuffling it. Because it's likely that they could be cheating. So, the other part about competitive play that I don't like needing to deal with is, like, literally needing to watch my opponents like a hog. Because the reality is that, like, you can't... It would be very difficult to watch them at all points in time. So, like, if you're, you know, in the middle of a match, and there's, like, a lot of material in a lot of different places, if you pick up your deck to search it for something, it's possible that your opponent just happens to slide a card from their graveyard on the bottom of their deck or something. And it's like, no, like, what the fuck? So anyways, I don't like that. I just want to play the game. However, that also means it sucks because Master Duel sucks. Because we still have Maxi. Why do we have Maxi? Someone approached me the other day, or rather, like, it was someone I didn't see for a while, so we got talking, and they were like, nah, I think Maxi's totally fine. Like, what's the problem with Maxi? We should unban Maxi in the TCG. I'm just like, he's like, we're both like card game players, right? Like I respect this person's play. I know that he is a good player. I respect that this person has opinions, but like that take was the most, like, oh, what if we just put like Force of Will in standard, man? Like what if we just like put Rhystic Study in standard? Funnily enough, I think I don't know if Rhystic Study and standard would even matter. I guess like blue-green ramp. One drop into Rhystic Study maybe wouldn't be bad in standard, but but that shit was so funny. All right, are we ready to eventually play the video game? Rhystic Study has historically not been good in 1v1 formats. Yeah, I don't know, I feel like taxing your opponent by 1 for every spell they play is like actually not that big of a deal if you're not playing Commander. I'm trying to think if there was anything else for me to say about like tournament gameplay and stuff, but like not really. Competition is annoying. Oh, right. Unicorn sent something that I did not read. Player in Grand Finals of EVO had his stick die, which means his opponent could take that round or just reset the round. Oh, like I'm assuming their opponent just like took the round, right? Was like the idea. Instead of being like a sportsman-like behavior, oh, your stick died. Because, you know, then the idea is like, oh, well, I can bring a controller where my stick might die, and then I could, like, either pretend my stick dies or, like, play on the controller hard enough such that the stick dies, and then be like, oh, guys, my stick died, and then, like, reset the round. You know what I mean? Cue soccer montage of somebody getting, like, slightly tapped and then doing, like, 7 backflips and being like, ah! No, oh, that guy was in smelling distance of me, so I fucking died. It's like, I don't know. People are annoying. I wish more people would understand that, like, understand that there is a fun in the game of just playing the game, you know? It's, I don't know if people knew that, you know? I guess, I don't know if people knew that you just... No conflating circumstances. Your opponent tried your best, you tried your best, and you ended up on top. It's actually quite cathartic. You know, actually, I don't know if I said this story. Maybe I did. But it was very funny because I actually had somebody cheat against me in a casual game. Which is, I might have told this story because it happened recently, but... I was basically playing in like at a different LGS, is what I'll say. I was playing at a different LGS, and there's there's money on the line. I understand, but do not appreciate being really annoying, but I agree with you. Well, yeah, that's the thing is, like, for some people, it's like, oh, there's, like, something on the line, so therefore it's okay to be really annoying. And then it's like, well, that's where you and I disagree, is actually I don't think the circumstances do matter. I think your moral principles matter more consistently. So if your moral principles are, as soon as anything is on the line, it's okay for me to be really annoying. Like, yeah, I literally just disagree. But yeah, I think, anyways, that's like a point of contention. People are allowed to disagree with me on that, basically. And I understand that people are allowed to disagree. Which is why I was saying, the way that I phrased it was, I wish people would understand that. I wish people would understand. Because I think people get really caught up in the, well, with the circumstances, actually, it was okay. It's like, it's fucking copium, dude. You're coping. On the topic of literally no stakes, and somebody's still cheating, I thought this shit was so funny, because I have a Geist deck. And the point of my Geist deck is that it has currently like 20 pieces of Flaris art in it, with Flaris as the commander. And that's the point of the deck. There's literally, it doesn't... It's like a casual, like, bracket 2.5 deck. And the point of it is that I get to stare at Flaris art for the entire game. That's the point. I had a swimsuit island in it, but my friends kindly requested me to not have that in the deck. Like, okay, fair. So anyways, I decided to play that at a different LGS, and the person who I was playing against, we were waiting for the pod to fill up, and so we played 1v1. Now, interestingly, Geist in 1v1 is probably quite good, because it's hexproof, and there's only one opponent, so like Voltroning your Geist to attack your one opponent is kind of like, I mean, yeah, the context for it in 1v1 is also, it's because you only have to kill one opponent, whereas Voltron's usually worse than like killing multiple ones. So kind of like destroyed this person in the first game. We ran it back, and in that game, someone was sitting down to join us at the table, and I was like half paying attention to what my opponent was doing, because I kind of clocked this guy. I don't really know. This is just a vibe check thing. I feel like if you're an experienced card game player or just experienced strategy game player, it's possible to tell when people aren't very good at the game. It's just a vibe check thing. You know what I mean? Like, if you spend time thinking about what you're going to be doing and you end up like playing a land and like casting a sorcery that didn't actually require much thought, my vibe check on you is that you aren't very good at playing the game, right? This is vibes. Vibe check. So, to some degree, I was disrespecting my opponent in the sense that, like, I'm playing this bracket 2.5 deck, they're not threatening it at all, and also they are not playing the game very competently. So, I sensed, again, these are all vibes, could have been reading the situation differently, this person maybe saw it differently, I'm not sure, but these were my vibes, was that this person was maybe a little bit frustrated with the fact that I was not paying attention to the game and still beating them. This is my vibe check on intent of, like, I think this is probably where this player was like, this damn bratty Geist player not paying attention to me casting my shitty ass spells that don't do anything. We actually roll up to us playing 3. Right? So the person like joins our table, starts playing with us. This person is playing like mono green only ramp spells. Tag emotionless. Yeah, basically. So this person's playing like mono green only mana doublers, not even ramp spells. This guy is like, I didn't have a 4th land, so I can't play my mana doubler in my hand, which I thought was very funny. But what I noticed, because this is a story about cheating, I noticed that this other person was also stuck on lands. And I'm playing Geist, not very fast, but I'm playing a land every turn. I have like curved out, I've played my commander. I'm going to be playing some enchantments and or keeping up counter magic. I think I was actually counter magic heavy that game. I didn't have like any value engine things. I have like 3 curiosities in the deck, I think, for drawing cards. What I notice, this person is stuck on lands. So they activate a Sakura Tribe Elder, which is a creature. You can sacrifice it, find a land from your deck, put it into play tapped. Guy is holding his deck in his hand. And he's like, oh, so like I'll get he's like looking for his land, and he's like, oh, also I'm gonna play this land for turn. And then like basically drops a land out of his deck. And like assumes that I didn't see it, I guess. So like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, this is not my LGS. This is not my locals. This is I'm never gonna play here ever again. This is not important to me. So like, I just play the game. Like, I don't want to be annoying and cause shit in the middle of this LGS with this person. Not my problem. So I go, whatever. So this person's stuck on lands, like, because think about the context. This person played a Sakura Tribe Elder. They were stuck on lands. They didn't play the Sakura Tribe Elder before when they had 2 lands, which means that there is some degree of likelihood that they drew it this turn. Because why would they sandbag it the turn before that? It is almost like 99% that like they would have played this card by now. And also they haven't been playing lands, which means that they probably didn't have a land in their hand. So on the turn that you played this Sakura Tribe Elder, that you were able to search your deck, like when you could have played this before, you were also now playing a land out of your hand that you didn't play the last couple of turns, despite the fact that you drew Steve this turn. Like, this doesn't make sense, right? Unless they were sandbagging both of these things for no reason, because there's literally no... You could have played the Steve, blocked Geist, and then sacrificed it for a couple turns, right? So they dropped a land out of their deck, and then they also found their land tapped off of Steve. So now they have 4 mana, because I guess they wanted to play the game or something. So, okay. Notice that. And Commander is a social game. I would say that it's not like... It's not super competitive, whatever. Like, I guess CEDH players could disagree with me. But the idea is that, okay, I am now going to make you lose the game. It's like kind of what I decided. Now, I still tried to play the game like to the best of my ability, but it is very funny to me because I didn't counter any of the green players like mana doublers because I had non-creature counter magic. Theoretically, I could have countered their mana doublers. Didn't counter them. They got to ramp out a whole bunch of like mono green stupid cards. They played an Arbor Colossus. This person's playing a Bracket 2 deck. Whatever. Not gonna counter any of their spells. Whipped all of my counter magic, non-creature counter magic, at the other player because like they were playing powerful spells out of their hand. There's it's like Pest Infestation or something. It's a green double X, blow up artifacts, enchantments, and then make pests equal to what you've destroyed. So they were about to like destroy all of the mono green players' mana doublers, basically. And I was like, nah, I like Force of Negation. I'm gonna counter that. They're like, why didn't you like counterspell the mana doublers? Which I think a little bit of a faux pas to counter someone's mana doubler if they were stuck on lands. Like, this is not a very serious game. Again, it's a social game, right? So I'm just not doing this. We'll have Pets Infestation, Vintage Cube, Funnest Hull card. It's a good card, right? Which is why I countered it, right? So they were basically like, you know, why didn't you force a negation this other person? Like, they were getting upset at the fact that I was, first of all, completely reasonable to be counter-spelling their spells because they're good spells. And this happened for like a few turn cycles where like I didn't have the counter magic which lined up against the mono green player. Or it was contextually like I'm not countering Arbor Colossus, I have a Mazavith on board. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? So I was able to, thankfully, by the circumstances, just like throw all my interaction at the player who cheated. And they just seemed like they didn't have a good time. And I'm happy they didn't have a good time, because the only thing funnier than catching somebody cheat and then making it their problem, because I've done that before. That player, notably, A, I don't play with them anymore, and B, they did not have a very good defense for why they were manipulating cards in their deck that they weren't supposed to be. Only thing funnier than that is seeing this person cheat. Didn't mention the second time they cheated in the same way, just for the record. Is that they lost. Congratulations, asshole. You fixed your mana curve and you were able to cast the cards out of your hand. Nice. Take this L. You lost to Bracket 2 Mono Green, because I also did. I didn't top deck the board rat. You lost to Bracket 2.5 Voltron, Sit There Do Nothing, and Mono Green, literally mono mana doublers, cast Arbor Colossus, attack you. Oh, the third time, not a cheat, but he was kind of shark. I mean, like, he was trying to cheat, I guess. He was getting attacked for lethal, and then I noticed his life points were 12, so he was at 12. And the attack that was going through was lethal, and basically what they did was they were like, okay, so like I'm taking like 12, well, I'm gonna gain life off of like these creatures dying. So he adjusted his life total, and then like we had some more conversation about what was happening in the game, and then he cycled back and he was like, great, I'm taking 12, right? Well, I'm at like 14 because like I was gaining life and whatever. Like, he was basically trying to say shortcut past the fact that he was taking lethal damage on the attack. Which is like not how that works. Like, they would have died before any of the triggers went off. And I like looked at him and I said, you were at 12 right before this attack, because I confirmed his life total before. Like, he's at 12. So like, we both know you're at 12. He's attacking for 12. You take lethal and you're just gonna die because the triggers would happen after, right? But yeah, again, I just find it funny that their next attempt at cheating was to not take lethal damage, and I was like, dude, you literally announced that your life total was 12. You're taking 12. You're dead. Like, I don't. They packed up pretty quickly after the game, and they were not feeling it. It's Bracket 2 Commander. You can just ask, can I cheat so I can play the game? And usually the answer will be yes. Yeah, like, honestly, if either of them said, hey, by the way, I'm stuck on lands, can I, like, find a land? Because this is a thing that has happened, is, can I replace my draw step with a land? Is a question that has been asked in Bracket 2 before, and I've had both myself and other people just say, yes, you can do that. Because our goal is to play a game. So, like, Guy could have done that, didn't, instead, like, decided to slip a card out of his deck. And then also proceed to... the second cheat, which I did not mention, was that he added a card from his graveyard to his hand while he was manipulating his deck. Which I didn't call him on putting the card in his hand, but I did ask him, because it was after discard. So I asked him how many cards were in his hand, and he said 8. Because he added a card to his hand, right? And I was like, oh, didn't you discard to 7? He was like, oh, my bad. Then he, like, discarded another card. But, you know, he... Like, it's clear that he discarded his cards and then put another card back in his hand. So, again, it's like, bracket 2... Like, why are you doing this? And the answer is obviously that people who are playing against me don't like my Gaki impression. I'm too annoying to them. These stories are funny, but also piss me off. Yeah, I mean... Again, it's why I don't, like, play competitive card games in person, is because, like, I'm pretty good at keeping an eye on players, like, how they're doing stuff, right? But I understand that, like, my perception isn't perfect. So, if someone just, like, cheated against me, I'd be like, okay, well, I didn't see it. Right? And it's also, like, kind of frustrating to me, because I think there's a pretty standard defense that people like to use, which I will just say because I think it's annoying personally, but some people might say, well, you seem to care a lot about other people cheating. Are you projecting? And it's like, no, I just, like, don't care, man. And also, I have caught people cheating against me. Like, that is why I care about these things. And also, projecting what? Well, that you cheat. So it's like, you seem to know a lot about cheating and also call other people out on cheating, so you might be projecting that you actually cheat in paper, and you... Like, that is why you know all of these things. Right? And it's just like, it's just annoying, because it feels like I can't go... No, I don't want to have to go into a paper tournament and watch my opponent like a hawk to see if they're cheating or not. I actually watched a documentary on... Yu-Gi-Oh's biggest cheater. This person is now passed away, so, you know, whatever that means. But they... Like, basically, this person was both a very good player, but also would consistently, like, perform what I would say are relatively high-level cheats. And, like, I don't know how anyone's supposed to, like, prepare against that. You know what I mean? It's just annoying. So, like, I don't want to have to deal with that. That's why I don't play tournaments. Fairness is a fundamental value that people commonly have, reflected in all cultures. Claiming projection there is really stupid. Yeah, I suppose so. I guess it's something that I've always been concerned about. Where usually if I state an opinion, my concern is that someone will always claim, like, projection of some kind. Yeah, one of the craziest cheats that this person did, this was from the documentary, no longer my story, was basically when they went to cut their opponent's deck, so they pick it up to shuffle it, right? But they would palm a card from the top of their deck while shuffling it, and then represent it to their opponent. They would then take the card that they palmed, put it on the ground, like put it on their chair, and then put it under the table, like flick it onto the table, like the ground or something, and then push it from the ground under the table beneath their opponent's seat. Now you might be asking yourself, what is the point in doing this? Well, the reason is so that he can call a judge and deck count his opponent at the end of the round. To which the judge would then find that their deck was 39 cards instead of 40, and be like, oh, where's your card? It's like, oh, is that the card on the ground? Oh, I must have dropped it. This person also This person also notoriously made a video saying, why does it matter if I do this? All the pro players do it. Which I have no comment on. That's just a fucking crazy thing to say. But like that, the one that he demonstrated, which was like palming a card and then like, yeah, it was like a deflection. But again, like putting it on the ground, pushing it below your opponent's chair, and then like deck checking them at the end of the round, that's fucking crazy, dude. That's actually insane. On the topic of just play the game, the two ends of the spectrum of just play the game, you know. In the 90s, I would understand that point because at that time, literally everyone cheated all the time. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't have a comment on this. I can only speak to the people that I've seen cheat in front of my face that I have noticed. And what's really funny is that, like, actually the majority of the time why I have, like, good peripherals for people, like peripheral vision for people at the table who I'm playing against is usually because people forget their draw step. Happens quite a lot, actually. So usually I'll be like, oh, by the way, did you draw your card for turn? And they'll be like, no, I didn't. Thank you for reminding me. So, like, if I don't see a hand movement to their deck, it's like because they didn't draw for turn. So I will remind them that you should draw for turn. Last story that I'll say, because this one is funny to me because this person is actually at my LGS, and I did catch them doing this, and I don't play with them. Is that they there are lands called scry lands, or there's what's the other one? It's like you can look at the top card and then you can mill it or leave it on top. Connive? It's not connive. Surveil. Yeah, surveil. So, fucking autocorrect. Yeah. Surveil. Surveil land. So, what this person basically did was they played a tap land and then passed their turn. And then they started, like, looking at the top card of their deck. And I was like, oh, why are they doing that? Like, I don't know why you would... Like, did they play a surveil land or did they play a scry land? So, like, I squinted because I had to look at their land from the other side of the table of, like, what did they play? They did not play a surveil or scry land. It was just a regular tap land. And what they did after looking at the top card of their deck is they didn't put it on the bottom of their deck. They actually slid it onto the side of their deck and then, like, put it into the middle. And they didn't... The funny thing about this is that, like, they didn't do it very skillfully. Like, it was very blatant. If anybody was watching him, they would have noticed this. Right? So, I, like, look at them and say, oh, did you play a scry land? Like, is that why you did that? Like, were you scrying? To which they, like, didn't really have an answer. They just, like, stammered at me. This person's, like, you know, the other times that I've played against them, like, just kind of an awkward person. And then, yeah, they didn't really have an answer for that, and I said something along the lines of, okay, well, if you don't have a scry effect or a scry land, you probably shouldn't be manipulating the top card of your deck. Like, you should probably not do that. And then they continued to stammer at me, and I said, like, just don't do that. Just don't. Same game, I threw my Ojitai at them every turn until they died, and that was really funny. All these stories have been with adults too, right? So shameful. Yeah, of course. They're playing Magic the Gathering. Like, they're on, like, their 20s. So, yeah, again, it's another story of just very funny that this person cheated, and also later on in that game, I'm like, this is a bracket 2 whatever game. Like, Ojitai is not a good commander, but I was able to throw 6 damage at him for 4 turns until he died. So hopefully you remembered that. Because, like, my turn, you know, when you're playing commander, turns can be, like, relatively slow. Or you could be not... How do I say this? It's a vibes thing. Like, you can be a lot more chill when you're playing your turn, and I don't think anybody would mind. But, like, I played it as if I was in, like, a standard tournament where I'm playing mono-red aggro, because I was, like... I literally announced, like, draw a card, go to combat, attack you for 6. And then I took my main phase 2. But, like, for 4 turns, I made sure that my turn literally went, like, draw step, draw thing, attack you. Immediately. Like, go to combat, attack you. Like, no, I am not waiting for anybody to say anything. I'm just attacking you for 6. Every turn. Until you die. I'm not... There's, like, no discussion here. Anyways. I was gonna say I think the person got the message at that point, but, like, they've asked to play games with me again before. Which, it's been, like, probably a little over a year since this happened. So, maybe they just don't remember that I did this. But I do. Sup, Himitsu? Welcome. I never fought you again. Oh, shit, my bad. Were we supposed to? Well, I'll probably play Master Duel this weekend, so... And I have a queue, by the way. I downloaded a plugin effectively. So there, I should have a queue that works for when we actually play viewer duels. You play Third Strike? Did I say, like, Honkai? Oh, Q? Should I have a Q system? No, I don't get it. Sorry. There's a character named Q in Street Fighter Third Strike. Ah, I see. I thought you were talking about Honkai. But that's Third Impact, not Third Strike. Is Street Fighter 3 Third Strike the third release of that game? Yeah, anyways, this was a... Second was Second Impact? Ah, I see. Second Impact? Wait, that's almost Third Impact. That's almost Honkai Third Impact. Alright, I'm gonna quickly use the bathroom, and then we should probably play a run of Slay the Spire. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Why are we gonna play Spire? I thought this was a Zetsun stream. I don't know, man. I don't know why we'd play the game. You know what? Actually, I think the reason why we're playing the game is that I don't play this game off stream, so, like, actually playing the game is kind of fun. And using my time off stream, or using my time on stream to actually play the game is not a bad idea, because I do want to play the game. I'm, like, thinking about this. There's a lot of elites, actually. This path has, like, 7 billion elites. I mean, maybe we could... I guess this. Something like that is like elites and bonfires and stuff. Or... yeah. Or... there's... yeah. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do this one, but... I think this is possible, and then... we can always dodge. Well, we actually can't. Yeah, we're pretty locked in, I think, actually. So, we need enough power to be able to beat a bunch of elites, so I actually think I'm just gonna take the potions. And then we're gonna try and use these potions to beat the elites. Welcome, by the way, Shiki. Welcome, welcome. Okay, we need damage. On my floor, wanting claw. I really don't want to. First claw activation is free. Focus Strike, Ball Lightning iteration. I kind of want to take the Ball Lightning. I think we just take it. Is that Battler? Which Battler? This Battler? Oh. I have no idea. Taking 2 damage commons because we're gonna be fighting a bunch of elites. Bull-headed. Transform 2 cards. I'm down. 2 strikes and 2. Bulk up turbo. Yeah. Let's do it. Where's my bulk up? I'm going to take a glasswork for parasite. Frog parasite. We like can't buy anything here. I'm wondering if we upgrade bulk up. Probably just heal, honestly, because we're fighting elites. Okay. Hotfix capacitor compile driver. What is our deck doing that is actually winning the game? We just have this bulk up. I don't know if bulk up means capacitor is better or worse, basically. I don't know if those two matter together at all. We have 3 orb cards. Yeah, like blocking first to do more damage. Or like playing turbo to get more damage. And maybe capacitor is just a little bit more scaling. That's what it is. Would have taken 1 less hit. I was trying to think of, like, play the footage. I was like, I don't know who I'm supposed to use here. Brock, play the footage. I don't believe them. Play the footage. I guess compile driver, not Silk Song. What's up, Theo? Is there more Silk Song stuff? Ooh, capacitor first, I guess. I don't know if weak matters. Maybe the dual casted, though. +5? Ow. No, I remember I watched one of your shorts and it started with you yelling Silk Song. It got stuck in my head. Oh no. No, not the brain rot. I was actually thinking about it and I'm like, I think a huge disadvantage, lack of strength. It's the right term here. I don't have any audio stems, guys. We need to make an audio stem. Yeah, it's because poison is at the start of the enemy's turn, right? Or something like that. What's an audio stem? It's like something that you just say because you want to say it in the cadence of the thing. Like 6-7 was an audio stem, right? Like if you went 6-7 or 21. What's another one? You stupid. Or Like, oftentimes it's, like, meme songs. It's like you're stimming, but you're doing it because... whatever. Oh, vocal stim, not an audio stim. My bad. Yeah, I think vocal stim. Do we take Feral because we have Claw? I'm down. Okay, what are we upgrading here? I want to say bulk up. Could also be turbo. I guess, you know what? It doesn't have to be bulk up because we have claw. So I guess that doesn't matter. Consuming Shadow isn't very good and kind of weird. I don't think we give ourselves statuses. Oh, we have turbo actually. Does dealing 5 AoE matter every time we play turbo? That seems kind of like... whatever. Yeah, it is more dex, that's true. Which I guess is the more important part on it in general. I genuinely think this is probably the most useful, even though, like, it's literally just turbo that does anything with it. Sorry, I'm realizing that the desktop audio is muted on the short stream, which is really funny, because that means they just didn't have background music the entire time. It's very funny. Okay. The desktop audio wasn't hidden on this side, was it? No. I think Feral Double Claw here is nice. Turbo's in the deck. Ooh, maybe we wanted to shuffle the Claw, actually. Yeah. Oh. Probably a mistake. Bulk up or dual cast the block here? We already went through turbo, huh? The claw! The classic Shatter or Ice Lance. Or I guess Genetic Algorithm. I kind of like Kind of like Ice Lance. I'm a big Ice Lance fan. But also, like, Shatter plus upgraded capacitor, remove bulk up. Ah, whatever. I like Ice Lance. Chant all defends with Goopy. Certainly a win condition. A win condition and blocking. A blocking condition. Extra energy on turn 3 helps with playing Ice Lance. And bulk up and feral. And then I guess helps with Cool-Headed Compile Driver. We upgrade Cool-Headed. Or Goopy Defense. We gave ourselves an extra defend at the start of the run, and then we made it Goopy. It would have been crazy! I think I just want the energy. Ice Lance can definitely be pretty awkward. I like these two bonfires. We'd be forced to fight an elite. This is one bonfire before that elite anyways. And we have 256, so the shop is good. Or if we're dying here, we can, I guess, go here, but that doesn't seem very good either. So this is going to be a difficult encounter. And then shop. Elite encounter. I mean, like, that's kind of rough, but... like, Sweeping Beam plus Bulk Up is like a 9 damage Sweeping Beam. Is that good? For the guys? The Decimillipede? I think we're good. Another Cool-Headed. Yep. Yerp. No turbo. It's 14. We take 5. Yeah, just take the damage. Okay. Another turbo. Or a refract. I mean, Iceland's already cost 3, so... But do we want a second turbo? Second bulk up. Dude, we're gonna get so bulked. We're gonna get bulky as hell. How much does this attack for if it is weakened? I think we just do it anyways. We have to get rid of you first. Take a bunch of damage. Ah. Maybe I wanted to draw first. Try and get turbo. Turbo me! But... Nice turbos. Glasswork first would have guaranteed a kill. Dang. Uproar can hit Claw! Oh man. I think we can take Berry in a Bottle. Duplicator is nice. Remove a strike. It's the Dorito chip. By Duplicator Feral. Is that even good? I think Duplicate Icelance is probably more what I'm going for. Let's see what's on top. That was not good. That was less than ideal. I like Wing Charm well enough on defect. Quite a few zero costs that get a lot better with Swift 1. But this deck needs immediate scaling, which Wing Charm is not. Yeah, I guess... Yeah, like a zero cost that draws a card is not necessarily immediate scaling. If it was an FTL draw card, draw 2, could be energy plus a scaling card. I mean, immediate scaling as in you need your deck to be better now, not in the future. I see. That's more in line with what I was thinking of why I bought the potions. As in, like, I need power now to beat the elites. But I did assume that you were talking about, like, velocity. Luckily, this Feral Claw has been pretty good. I feel like I've significantly underestimated, like, this. Claw plus Feral. It's obvious, and I get that, but I didn't think it was, like, that good of a damage solution. But I like, it's not bad. It's pretty good, actually. Like, I don't need to pick another Claw or anything like that. It's literally just... Claw did maybe, like, 80 damage that fight or something. Which is pretty good. Oh, this fucking guy. We're blocking for 14. This was 12 plus 6, only 18. I mean, we have the Farina bottle. It just... we can't actually kill this guy, right? We do 2 plus 8. It's still not it. It's possible that this fight was just supposed to be played a different way, but, like, this is kind of why I hate this fight. Because it's just, like... if the deck isn't going supersonic speeds, then it just kind of feels like I'm stalling. And, like, attacking the Parafrite for 70 turns and sitting here. Scavenge subroutine, focus strike. Is focus strike good? It's upgraded. 2 focus. I think 2 focus plus capacitors and frost orb is actually okay. Earlier you said you would try to get a more stable schedule set in regard to Master Duel viewer duels. Was that meant to also mean that those are variety days like last week? Yeah, that's what I'm trying. I'm gonna try like keeping 4 hours open on like Saturday and then do viewer duels after that. So like starting with CZN and then I don't know, it might get to a point that I just like opt out of the creator program because I'm not compelled by the game anymore. Because I definitely felt like the thing that I wanted was the roguelike mode, and then it's like, well, what I wanted was playing Ascension 10 with modular teams, and it's more like you try to play Ascension 10 without the banner unit at C6. The experience isn't very fun. So, I don't know. But yeah, it's like yes to variety on Saturday, basically. Yeah, I don't know what else I want to play. Rance mentioned he might donate for Pokemon Champions. Which, to be completely honest, I'm like, I haven't touched that game in a while. So... With this slow-ass deck, I expect this encounter to chunk you. Let's find out. I actually feel like the Focus Strike making my Frost Orbs do more is probably a huge benefit. Yeah, this bulk up really... I don't know, man. Is it good? I'm down to draft block ++. We don't really have a good block card. We're getting most of our block from Cool-Headed, I guess? I don't know. Do I need 12 block? If I have Capacitor plus some Frost Orbs, that's kind of like 9 block passively plus Cloak Clasp. Like 12, I guess? Maybe I could expect 12 block? Off of, like, Ice Lance staying in play. Maybe I just need to upgrade my Cool-Headeds and draw more cards and stuff. You should play Order Infinite Daydream. It's this gacha card game with a lot of hunky boys. Only if they're Where's my Astolfo character? I guess bulk up was technically part of our blocking plan. There's an Entomancer in Darker Than Black Season 2 disgusting ability. I don't remember that, actually. But to be fair, I don't remember a whole lot about Darker Than Black. Except that I think Yin's power is cool. Because perception-based characters are just cool. In general. And then they're like a perception-based character, but likes putting her feet in water. That's her name, right? Yes. Is this a take white noise angle? Is this a we need more scaling so we take white noise? Doesn't have to be her feet, but it's almost always her feet. Yep. I just kind of feel like we need more scaling. We have Feral. So... no, you know what? We have Feral Claw. That's enough. Certainly, that's definitely enough. Feral Claw, these cool headeds plus turbos. We'll be fine. I actually think I want to duplicate her Feral, probably. Because I think that will help us in going fast enough to kill this boss. Feral is in the deck. I think this is okay. I suppose our redrawing rate of claw is actually quite low, so maybe this was questionable. Ice Lance is still pretty good. Just cycle these Yorbs. Turn 8. Going to turn 9. Holy shit. I was anticipating turbo somewhere. We didn't find it. This is still block. This is a non-zero amount of block. Okay. Could overclock. Or we could rainbow. Rainbow is like 12. Overclock is not 12. Echo form, trash to treasure, helix drill. Helix drill is a 0 cost that I can buy back with Feral. Ooh, plus bulk up. So if we spend 4 energy, it's like 6 times 4. 12, 24. 2 times. It was 48. This is not good, dude. I mean, obviously, if we resolved some turbos and drew some cards and then did that, it'd be like, okay, I think Claw is probably enough. Echo Form can certainly help us, though, with playing more stuff. More scaling. Trash to treasure plus turbos, though, is an option as well. What other status cards would I be willing to take? I don't know. I kind of want to take the trash to treasure. I don't know if it's better, though. Echo Form's a little chunky. Let's take the trash to treasure. Let's just do it. And 2 curses, 3 wishes. The rain and power from your draw pile into your hand. It's free to play this combat, not this turn. Am I down to fetch like bulk up / feral? Capacitor is maybe not as strong. Is wishing strong? Wishing for claw on the redraw. Drawing wish to pair together cool-headed or turbo are options. Getting feral into play early is basically only good if we draw claw. Like there's a case where we draw claw first and then feral after. Getting bulk up at the start is probably good. I don't know. Play Lyrilyte on Variety Day. Okay, thank you for the Supa boy. What is this? Ooh. Oh god. It's a line drawing puzzle solving game. Sounds good. Alright, did you check the difficulty of this game to make sure that it's something that a crayon eater can play? It's a 1-hour game and not especially difficult. Okay, but like but for real this time. You're a Marine? No. No, I'm not. I just like eating crayons because they taste good. Even just to get the 2 cost out of my deck, just to like have it out of the deck, I think is okay. This path looks nice. You don't say, ahoy! No, I am not Link's sister from Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. I guess she says hoy, not ahoy. Same difference. I like Mask. It's like Lantern and half a bag of prep, but better. Yeah, I was considering that just getting any of the 2-cost powers out of the deck so that I don't draw them and die seems like a reasonably okay thing. Which is kind of like Bag of Prep, I guess. I'm gonna be honest, I think my evaluation was actually very different, but I thought it was the same thing. Okay, we're kind of cooking. The deck's kind of cooking a little bit. Yeah, I definitely think I've gone way up on Pale's Flesh. Because I feel like I didn't recognize that fights were going really long. And it's like... I think even in Spire 1, like, the timers are basically, like, 9 turns, I would say, for bosses. It's probably, like, the longest, or, like, that's a pretty long fight, assuming you're not, like, a infinite kill you deck on turn 1. So, same kind of thing here, I think. Fights go surprisingly long, and I don't think that's unexpected or a problem. So... playing over half the fight with extra energy is kind of nice. Synchronize. I don't know if we necessarily needed that. Ooh, Plasma Orb. Draw 7 billion cards. Kind of don't want to pop the Plasma Orb. Oh! Playing the Turbo popped it. I was prepared to not play the Ball Lightning, but... Rocket Punch. Yeah. Let's do it. This one takes... I think we care about the block one, right? Playing the turbo popped it, but you got it back, then playing the bulk up, which ate the new one. Oh, I didn't see that I got a plasma orb at the back. I was just like, oh, I popped it, I'm a dumbass, and then, like, kept going. You know, I just realized I don't care about them taking my dexterity because I'm literally scaling with Frost Orbs. Whatever. Here we are. I want to see if I draw Claw first before playing this Rocket Punch. Link's sister in Wind Waker is Eril. I got nothing. I was like, what does Eril sound like? Eril, be there, said nobody. Dumb. She's like an aerodactyl. An aerodactyl that goes hoy. Darn. I think I want to shuffle the claw. Oh, no, it wouldn't have done it anyways. Well. We thought about it. It just wasn't actually the play. Oh my god, there's even more? Holy moly, dude. Take a pass. What are we looking for? We're looking for, like, anything? Momentum. Increase this card's attack by 5 when it's played. Momentum Claw. Momentum Claw. It's real. It's there. But whenever we play a claw, we could draw another claw. That's stupid. I'm just wondering if maybe, like, just wondering if maybe we should be doing something else. Nah. I think we're just gonna claw and then get there. Upgrading this trash to treasure so that I don't get it off of the jeweled mask. So I think that's how that works. Powerful. What are we looking at? I kind of want to like upgrade the turbos. How much gold do you have? I have... You're banned, bro. You're banned. Okay, ban this man. Ban them. Get them out of here. Okay. Thanks. Thanks. That's cool, dude. Oy. What's up, Raven? How are you? Welcome. Welcome. No turbo in deck. I think I want to play the Ice Lance on my deck over this Feral. I guess it's still not blocking for that much. It's plus 6 block, or defend doesn't work. It's just like wasn't that good anyways. Been looking at Nexus mods for Slay the Spire 2. Find anything cool? I'm just getting cooked, man. Holy shit. Imagine if you took the Helix Drill and put momentum on it. Oh, that would have been crazy. That would have been sick. I think I want this hologram because I want to be able to pick up claws. What's up, Rav? Why do you say it like that? You saying I'm some kind of like creature? Saying like I'm some kind of other thing? Yeah, Unicorn, they're probably... That's their vocal stem. They just can't stop saying it over there, obviously. Okay, what am I attempting to do here? I think I would like to draw... energy. And then I think if I had a preference for which one of these resolved, it's probably bulk up. Right? Well, fuck me, I guess. Imagine Aeon Glass as an anime girl. I mean, I guess, yeah, like a... Aeon Glass could just be like a hourglass-shaped anime woman with... like, holding onto the rings as if they're like a circus dancer or something. Circus clown. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, Hourglass, Aeon Glass, Anime Girl. Jeez, deals 12? That's a lot. We take 1 billion damage. Yikes. Oh, for some reason I thought they were at 12. They're not. Now we take 1 billion damage. Are they dead? No. That is a lot of damage, though. Man, Aeon Glass has hands. Because we aren't exactly doing damage to it. Might be dead. I guess I'll die. This is, yeah, like 41 plus. Was there a way I could have won this fight? Maybe if I put, like, Feral into play, like, immediately? New Aeon Glass isn't a pushover. That's for sure. Because I guess it seemed like we didn't go fast enough, right? So... I did also go super deep on trying to find energy off these cool-headeds, and then it didn't work out, so... Theoretically, I would never decline to do this. Maybe after seeing Claw, I could have come to this decision, but... I definitely would have wanted to jam the cool-headed again. Like, maybe it has to be something like Potion of Capacity plus Frost Orbs. We can get more passive block if I go like this, and then... something like that. Like, I'm hesitant to Ball Lightning, basically, because I don't know if it's even worth it. I don't know if Bulk Up is worth it. Yeah, maybe the Trash to Treasure is just bad in this matchup, because we don't really want to just be spamming turbos and playing cards and stuff. Bulking is worth it only to get it out of your deck. That makes sense to me. This would be 18 block if I Frost Lance. 18 plus 41. That's just like not enough. Just can't block. Just like can't. I don't think I could have blocked. Oh. GG, I suppose. Or are we not dead? Guess we're not dead. I thought I was dead. Now I might be dead. Remnant? Oh, right. I actually, like, really don't die because of Remnant. Should, like, think about that. Well, now we're dead if we take damage. There's like 7 billion withers in my deck. It says Aeon Glass. Has hands. I don't really know. I don't know. Maybe the Echo Form is actually it, you know what I mean? Gives me a little bit more card efficiency to double play Claws, Ice Lances, and stuff. I was thinking, yeah, I don't know. Don't really know how to solve that problem. It's like you kind of need a bigger, like, big explosive play. Like a Tempest or something. Because this deck was trying to just go, like, Claw, Feral, and then all the card drawn energy was to draw all of it again, and then go Claw off of Feral. Even drafted a second Claw with Momentum. Hologram was to pick up the Claw. But this is a lot of card plays, so... I think in order to get this Claw to the damage, basically, we needed to actually win the game. There's just too many card plays. But also, I don't really know what I would have done. I think like an Echo Form, right? Like maybe an Echo Form, just throw Ice Lances. Just double up on Ice Lances. But it definitely feels like we can't really do the card draw energy thing with only like one trash to treasure. Maybe if there was 3 trash to treasures, would have been good, but we didn't have that. Well, GG. This was an EA game, you'd have to purchase block cards. Wait, you don't want to purchase your reloads? Purchase bullets in your FPS game? Disgusting. It's probably gonna be it for today. Damn. Sometimes these Spire streams just have like no traffic at all. It's kind of surprising to me. I don't know, maybe we need to like start something else. I just said I should be more consistent with doing one thing, and then I'm like, maybe I should change games. Maybe take a Spire break for a week and play Elden Ring. What else could we do? Grind Master Duel. Incredible. I don't know, maybe I don't make it complicated while I have other things to do. Okay. Being consistent with something that doesn't work isn't smart. Not an assessment of the situation, but generally. Yes. Yeah, I guess like my return to Spire 2 was supposed to be kind of like... I wanted to do the modding stuff. It's just modding is really hard right now. Casket of Reveries, a Minecraft mod pack. That's very Souls-like. I think I will probably just, like, play a Souls-like. We also, like, we haven't done the Elden Ring DLC yet. I think the one thing I wasn't sure about was if I wanted to do the Elden Ring DLC with the level design stuff as well. Because it's going to be new to me. And I think that that's, like, a good thing. Theoretically, it should be a good thing that, oh, this, because I haven't experienced the levels, I can play it a little bit more fresh. But I don't know if that, like, detracts from the experience of playing them. Like, playing the levels. But also I've been meaning to play the DLC for a very long time. I still haven't done it. Still haven't finished Elden Ring DLC. God help me. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. I gotta think about stuff. Like, I don't know if I want to change the slot. You know what I mean? I'm just wondering if interest-wise, like, Spire has run its course for the moment. Because I think the people who are, like, good at the game are there being good at the game. That's the content. I don't know. I'll go think about it. Friday we'll do something. I've also been thinking about, like, not curating a schedule. Just, like, going no schedule, but also feel like if it's something people aren't interested in, then I can't really... If I don't post a schedule, then I'm not communicating what the thing's gonna be, so... I'll go think about it. Alright. If you're still here, I'm gonna say, hey, thank you so much for watching, thank you for being here. Appreciate your support as always, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!